next guest is an award-winning and best-selling author of such books as Bel Canto, The Dutch House, and Tom Lake. Her latest novel, Whistler, is available now wherever you buy your books. Please welcome back to the show, Ann Patchett, everybody. Hello, friend.
So sporting of you to have novelists on the show and to promote literature.
Oh, thank you.
And reading.
And I'm so thankful to be doing this in person. We, during the pandemic, we did one of these on Zoom.
Yeah.
You were supposed to come on, and then when there was a writer's strike, and so
That's right.
This has been very meaningful to have you here in person. I'm a huge fan of yours.
I appreciate the fact that you kept in there and kept trying.
Well, and I was very lucky to see you in person. You received an award at the Penn Awards, which was in New York City.
I
You
did.
gave a lot. It was at the Natural History Museum, and you know, you talked about writing certainly, but you also talked about nature, and you talked about the time we're living in, and you talked about the big blue whale that was hanging above us, and it was a beautiful speech.
Thank you. I don't think I talked about writing at all.
I actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, it was mostly whale stuff.
And taxidermy.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous
Yeah.
to talk about writing in front of all those writers, so I thought I would just dig into natural history.
Yeah.
Whale on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Yes.
So I never let anybody give me an award
Oh.
because they, stack up in the closet, and what do you do with them?
Yeah.
So I said to Penn, just give me the blank without my name on it, and I'll hold it up. So in all the pictures, I'm holding the award, but my name's not on it, and I left it on a table and walked away.
Oh my God. So they can use that award for somebody in the future.
That's right.
That's really
Someone
smart.
Else who needs a crystal/acrylic award.
Oh my God. Now I'm going to take a photo of that and I'm going to show it to people and be like, I don't think this is her award.
Because it's
I think Ann Patchett just picked this up and pretended like it was hers.
100%, yeah.
The cover of this book is a beautiful cover.
Isn't that
And
beautiful?
it is the same artist that you used for this incredibly gripping The Dutch House cover. So this is the second time you've worked with this artist.
Right, Noah Soderstrom.
Noah Soderstrom, and he's a friend of yours?
Yes, he is. We
Okay.
both live in Nashville.
Both live in Nashville,
Yeah.
and yet this was not Noah's first draft.
No.
It turns out you might actually be fairly exacting in what you were looking for.
I had a lot of opinions.
You had a lot of opinions.
I have a lot
Did
of
Noah
opinions.
know this coming in? Had you had a lot of
100%.
opinions about this
well,
one?
okay, so the thing that you need to know about my friend Noah Soderstrom is he has 3 kids.
Okay.
And they're a lot.
Yeah.
They're nice kids, but there are a whole lot going on in his house, and he doesn't have time to mess around.
Yeah, he doesn't have time to do like multiple drafts of a painting.
So when I called him about the Dutch House, I was like, I need a painting of a 12-year-old girl, blue eyes, black hair, looking directly at the painter in a red coat. And he was like, got it. And he did it in 3 days. And
Gotcha.
he didn't read the book either.
Right.
Just like, I'm going to paint this.
Yep.
And so I came back. I like to hand in the cover the same time I hand in the book.
Ah, interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then everybody's happy and, they
Yeah.
know what I want because I've handed it to them. So with the Whistler, the horse, I said I wanted a horse that was looking directly at the viewer. And he said that's really a problem because their eyes are on the side of their
Yeah.
head.
So he maybe knew a little bit more about horses than you did.
I just said make it work.
But this
You can
was
make
so
it
this
work.
but this was his first draft.
That was, obviously that's not a painting, but he's clipping out a horse in a field and a
And
mountain.
he was like, so is something like this, and
Something
you
like
had an
this.
issue with this.
I didn't want to see the backside of the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So how do you say that to him?
I said, line the horse up so I'm not looking at its ass.
Okay, gotcha. And so then now he's giving you. So this is now he's at work. Now he's
Right.
and he's like, here's different times.
And then
a
I'm
day.
like, where's the saddle?
Yeah.
I need a saddle. Then he gives me a saddle that looks like it's an English saddle, but this is
Yeah.
in Wyoming, and no.
Now, when you said this is an English saddle, how mad do you think he was at you then?
So I'll go back to the fact that Noah has 3 kids.
Yeah.
And what Noah's favorite thing in the world to do is to come to my house and I make him breakfast. Because his whole life he's making breakfast.
Yes, of
right?
course.
So the biggest treat is that I make him breakfast.
It's very kind of you.
I mean, we're really good friends.
Yeah.
So he
I mean,
would
he
be...
did multiple paintings for you, and you make him breakfast. That's amazing.
I bought the painting. Yeah, so he was very happy to keep going on the painting at
Because he got a
more
breakfast out of you.
More breakfast.
All right, so then he ended up here, and you were happy? Oh, I guess is this it?
Well, yeah, you know what was really interesting is the whole time he's doing this, it's day.
Yeah.
And then, and they're beautiful clouds, fluffy clouds, blue sky. And then at the end, he says, well, maybe it should be night.
Wow.
And I said, well, but if you make it night, then how do you make it day again? This is not AI. This is a guy with oil paints and a canvas and brushes. And he was like, I'll just paint the day back.
Oh, so because you were like, I'm not sure I'm gonna like night?
Yeah,
and he
I
was
wasn't sure. He was
wow.
like, let's try night. And then, you know, if night doesn't work, it'll be day again.
That's fantastic. So he does night.
Yeah.
Now, this is a really interesting thing as well for anybody who knows how much time you put into this, how much time Noah put into this. The horse is not a big part of this book.
I'll tell you, if you don't like horses and you don't want to read a book about a horse, this is the book for you.
This is the book for you.
The horse is like 5 pages in the whole book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you're like, I wanted to make sure people saw this when I handed it in, because I wanted them to know right off the bat that it wasn't what they thought.
Because the whole book takes place in New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very urban book.
Yeah.
But there is an iconic moment with a horse.
Yeah. No, when I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, I hope Al Pacino's plays the horse. This is such a New York cover. That's fantastic. But I do, you know what? I think you're very clever, because I think people who are into horses are going to buy this book.
They're going to be really disappointed.
Yeah, they're going to be disappointed, but guess what? That money's gone.
Exactly. Exactly. Like they love Black Beauty.
Yeah.
The Black Stallion.
Oh my God, they're going to be, oh my God,
They're
there's
like,
a book
"Look,
about Whistler.
Whistler."
And you're
It's a
going
horse
to have a
book.
lot of angry horse girls. I do not look forward to your future. But this is, now explain, this is a Magic 8 Ball. What is this, yes, definitely?
So that's Noah's Magic 8 Ball.
Okay.
And, you know, he was like night, day,
Yeah.
night. And then he consulted the Magic 8 Ball and said, yes, definitely.
Oh, and he sent this to you.
And
it's
so
like,
we were off, and
that's great.
that was it. It was perfect.
Did you, you didn't know about, where their eyes are, but did you do research about horses?
Okay, this is, yes.
yeah.
I did very...
That's a hesitant yes. That was you are a true, authentic person, and I feel like you just lied to me about how much horse research you did.
Okay, well, I did grow up in the country, and
Okay.
I was a girl who rode horses, but my idea of riding a horse when I was a kid was you climbed a fence, you got the halter, you pulled the horse over. Like, I never used a saddle or a bridle or any of those.
The first time you were interested in a saddle was when someone else had to paint it.
Exactly.
Right.
So I was in Australia.
Okay.
And I was on tour for Tom Lake, and I was in Sydney, and there was a shuttle driver who took us back and forth from the hotel. Why are you cracking up about
Well, because this just
It's
just
not where
doesn't sound.
it's
When I
going
talk
with
about
it.
like authors about research, they're like, I went to a horse library, and like, what did you? So where? This is the research.
So there's a shuttle driver, and I'm the only person in the shuttle.
Yeah.
And she's really nice, and I say, so do you drive shuttles a lot? And she said, no, I'm just filling in for a friend. I said, what do you do? She said, I raise horses, and I train horses. And I said, oh, okay, I've got some horse questions.
Gotcha.
And I said, if you fall off a horse, and the horse runs away, and you're lying in a field for 3 days, is there any chance the horse will come back after 3 days? And she was like, maybe like a 2% chance. That's all I need. It doesn't have to be all horses or all the time. It just has to be plausible that one horse will come back.
Wow. And it just has to be. You only need it from one source, from a person you just met.
Correct.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? If she loves books about horses, this is going to be a massive disappointment.
It really is.
Yeah, she would have gotten a special thanks, but there's not enough horse in this book.
And I don't remember her name.
You don't remember her name.
She
Well,
was a fabulous source
obviously.
in Australia.
Yeah, no. She obviously left a real impression on you. Is it true, when you write a book like this, you have to sign a great many books, not just from people who bring you books, but like you pre-sign a lot of books for the purposes.
Oh my God.
And is it, I would imagine it starts fun for like the first 3 or 4.
Would you imagine that?
I would imagine, I think because in the beginning you're like, look at me, I wrote a book, and you're like, and patch it, and then at some point you're like.
So I own a bookstore.
Yeah,
right?
Parnassus Books.
Parnassus
a
Books
beautiful
in Nashville.
bookstore in Nashville.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
So I have to sign books for my bookstore.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Before I left town, I signed 10,000 books for the store.
Now, how long? I can't even comprehend how long does it take to sign 10,000 books?
Well, and then I signed another 5,000 in a couple different states. So I had between May 6th and May 30th, and I did 1,000 a day. You know what the single best thing about me is that I am so grateful for?
What's that?
I am not a procrastinator.
Oh, okay. So you like set out a number every day that
So
you
if
did?
you've got to sign 15,000 books and you've got 25 days to do it, you can't wait
Yeah.
until 3 days before you go. You got to get up every day and say, today I'm going to sign 1,000 books no matter what. And I do, because that's
Yeah.
how I roll.
By the way, as a fellow writer, I'm so mad at you for not being a procrastinator.
Why are
All I do is procrastinate, and I wrote a children's book, and they sent me a bunch
I
of
know
stickers
you
to
wrote a
sign,
children's
and
book.
I waited until the last day, and I swear to God, I can't believe they let me keep the hand.
yeah.
It was so. At the end of the day, it was just like a limp little, like it was like an empty glove.
See, whereas my hand, my whole right arm is going to live for years after I'm dead.
Yeah,
They're
it'll
gonna,
be sticking out of
the front wall at HarperCollins, and you'll just be able to go to the publishing house and hold it up to the title page, and the dead arm it'll still be signing.
That's fantastic.
I could do single arm push-ups on my fingers.
We're so lucky that you've kept just so strong with
Just
your arm.
no, not my whole self.
Just your arm.
the right arm.
You're gonna be the first dead author that years later people will still be able to shake your hand. What an honor that's gonna be for people who find your book.
You want to try? You want to try?
Oh my God. Congratulations on the
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne Patchett, everyone. Whistler is available now wherever you buy your books. Please support local and independent booksellers. Parnassus. We'll be right back.